Hi everyone, I'm Chef Bryan, cooking fresh with Klondike Brands, and today I've got a really cool salad for you. It's a Klondike Rose roasted corn salad, and it's one of those delicious meatless dishes. So you can use this for an entree, for a side dish. It's a dinner in itself, and it's very easy to put together. So with just a few little ingredients, we're going to have a delicious meal. So let's get started. One of the great things with this salad is everything is fresh, from the Klondike Rose potato, which is perfect in this salad because of the creamy texture. You don't have to peel them, leave the skin right on them. It just really cuts down on a lot of time, and they're delicious in it. As well as I have some freshly chopped tomatoes, salt and pepper, which is up to your own taste. Add as much or as little as you need to. Some freshly chopped cucumbers, some peas, bell peppers. Now notice I'm using red because I want the colors in there of the red bell pepper. That's important. And I have the Klondike Rose potato, which I've already boiled, and they're cooked, they're cooled, they're ready to go. Everything that goes into the salad, you want it cold. You don't want one thing hot and one thing cold, because then you run into food safety issues. So just make sure everything is cold, and I have some fresh dill that I'm going to add into it. But we need to start with the corn. The corn is either going to be roasted under a broiler, or it can go out onto a grill. So all you do is just take your corn on the cob, just like this, take a little pastry brush, dip it in some oil, and you're just going to give it a very light brushing. You don't want too much on there, otherwise it'll smoke when it's grilling, or it could catch on fire. So just a very light coating. A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper. And once again, this is to your tastes. There you go. And now this is ready to either go out on the grill, or you can put it under the broiler here in the kitchen. Now I've already made some earlier that I did under the broiler. The important thing that you want to do is really watch them, because they can move really fast. So just watch them and rotate them as needed when they start to roast. But you need to make them far enough in advance so that they cool, so you can actually handle them, because we're going to cut the corn right off at the cob here. And the way that I do that is I just take it and put it right into the bowl. This is the bowl I'm going to make the salad in, and so you just can cut those right off into the bowl. I'm using a serrated blade. This seems to work a little bit better than a straight edge, and this is an offset blade, and you can buy these at most kitchen stores anyway, but it works really well because of the angle when you're cutting. So just start on there and begin to cut down, and be careful, don't go too far into the cob, otherwise you get the really fiery portion of the cob. So you just want the kernel. You're just going to cut that right off. There we go. And there's some of our roasted corn in there. Now you can put as much in there as you want, or as little, or if you're trying to use up some corn that you already have. And so that's plenty in there. So to this, at this point, all we start doing is just putting ingredients in. It is so easy. I love it. So here we have our fresh tomatoes. And I do actually like Roma tomatoes when I'm doing this, because Roma tomatoes are a little meatier. They don't have as much juice or seeds in them, and so you get more tomato versus pulp, and so that's important. Freshly chopped cucumber here. There we go. I'm going to add the peas, and if you don't have fresh peas, go to frozen peas, because then they're going to be the next best thing. We always say in the chefing world that there's always fresh, and then go to frozen, and then go to canned. That's the order that you always want to follow. So fresh is always the best. Here's the red bell peppers. There we go. Let's add in our Klondike Rose potatoes, and I have just boiled these, so they're already cooked, they're cooled. Remember, you want to add everything cooled into here first. Don't add anything warm, because then you come into food safety issues. So this is a mayonnaise. We're just going to scoop that right into there. And you just want a little bit, just enough to lightly coat everything. There we go. And last but not least, of course, some dill. Dill is really going to brighten up this salad, make it absolutely delicious. And I'm kind of a dill fan, so I'm going to put an extra pinch. A little bit of salt and pepper. This, once again, is to your taste. And I do like freshly cracked pepper, and there's just a little bit in there, so let's add that into that. And then just mix this all together. And that looks good. Everything's nicely coated with the mayonnaise. You just need a little bit, just enough to coat it. So I'm just going to set this aside, and I want to show you how I serve this. I use actually a garlic breadstick that's really easy to do. Just simply take some prepared dough that's already made and just shape it into a breadstick. You can buy the dinner rolls, roll it out into a breadstick shape. Brush it with a little bit of butter, some garlic, and then just bake it off in the oven. Now I have some that are already finished. Just set those aside so you can see. So now that the salad is all made, I'm just going to spoon some right up here onto a plate, right into the center. Look at all those beautiful colors. That is so appealing to me, and I always tell people you eat first with your eyes, and that is so important when you're planning out meals for dinner. So eat first with your eyes, and look at all those beautiful colors. Serve it with a few breadsticks off to the side. You have a great meatless dish here. It looks fantastic. Yum! The Klondike Rose with the roasted corn salad. I'm Chef Bryan, cooking fresh with Klondike Brands, and I look forward to sharing more Klondike family recipes with you in the future. I'll see you all next time.